Torrential rain batters Kolkata airport as Srijit emerges, his dark curly hair glistening in the dim, wet light. He deeply inhales, the monsoon air filling his lungs, a wave of nostalgia washing over his handsome features. A faint, nostalgic smile graces his lips, a silent welcome home amidst the storm's relentless fury. The rain blurs the city lights, and Srijit's gaze softens as he embraces the familiar chaos of Kolkata. It's almost midnight as Srijit checks his watch, a desperate gesture in the pouring rain. He raises his hand, a lone figure, attempting to flag down a taxi on the deserted airport road. The city lights blur into hazy streaks, distorted by the relentless downpour. Each passing car throws a fleeting spotlight on his drenched face, etched with urgency. Rain blurs the neon city lights outside the taxi window as Srijit stares, lost in thought. A furrow deepens on Srijit's brow as he struggles to reconcile the changed cityscape. The young taxi driver's face is hidden, a silent observer in the rearview mirror. The rhythm of the wipers underscores Srijit's growing unease in the unfamiliar night. The taxi screeches, its tires protesting against the sudden stop on the dark, deserted roadside. The driver points, his silhouette framed by the taxi's dim interior light. "Five-star hotel, sir." Srijit pays, his face obscured by shadows, a sense of urgency in his every movement. He steps out into the night, the dimly lit building across the road a beacon in the darkness. Srijit trudges forward, a bulky suitcase dragging behind, his weariness visible under the night sky. He halts before a humble tea stall, its modest facade, a stark contrast to grandeur he anticipated. A faded banner proclaims "Five-star hotel," hanging askew, adding a touch of irony to the scene. Disappointment flickers across Srijit's face, a fleeting shadow in the dim, unforgiving light. The tea stall exudes a quiet stillness, the promise of warmth offering solace to the weary traveler. Srijit's gaze lingers on the sign, a silent acknowledgement of dreams versus reality. Inside a cramped tea stall, Bamla's weathered face, lined with hardship, peers out from behind the counter. The dim light casts shadows that deepen the hollows of his cheeks and highlight the silver threads in his dark hair. His eyes, though weary, hold a spark of resilience as he prepares a cup of tea. Steam rises, momentarily obscuring the grimy surfaces of the stall. Each movement tells a story of endurance etched into his very being. The tea stall, a sanctuary amidst chaos, reflects Bamla's quiet strength. In the dim light of an unknown location, Srijit's intense gaze pierces the silence, awaiting Bamla's reply. The air hangs heavy with unspoken questions as Srijit's anticipation builds. Srijit breaks the silence, his voice echoing slightly in the confined space. "Do you have a room for the night?" His words hang in the air, a simple request laden with deeper implications. Bamla remains silent, leaving Srijit in suspense. Bamla pushes open the door to a squalid back room, the air thick with the stench of decay. Cockroaches scatter as Srijit enters, his face betraying a flicker of disgust. Srijit tries to mask his revulsion, eyes darting to the damp walls. Dim light reveals the room's grimy corners, each shadow concealing unseen horrors. Bamla watches Srijit, a knowing look in his eyes as Srijit surveys the scene. Srijit sits alone, shadows dancing around him in the dim light of the five-star hotel tea stall. He sips his tea, lost in thought, as Bamla disappears into the back. The rhythmic drumming of the rain on the roof fills the silence, amplifying Srijit's solitude. Srijit's expression is pensive. The tea stall is empty except for him and the sound of the rain. Inside the opulent hotel, night deepens as Srijit settles into a chair at the tea stall, exhaustion etched on his face. His eyes flutter closed, the soft, ambient light casting long shadows around him. The sounds of the hotel fade as Srijit drifts into a light doze, his body slumping slightly. In his slumber, the world outside blurs. He is lost in his own thoughts. The stillness of sleep envelops him. Srijit jolts awake, neck aching, in the eerily silent tea stall. The dim light casts long shadows, enhancing the unsettling quiet. A gaunt, bald old man hovers inches from Srijit's face. His presence is sudden and unnerving in the still night. Srijit stares back, startled by the unexpected closeness. In a nondescript location, Srijit pauses, a solitary figure amidst the ambiguity, his expression a mask of uncertainty. Srijit's eyes dart around, scanning the surroundings, seeking a point of reference, a sign of familiarity in the unknown. A subtle shift in his stance betrays a growing unease, a silent acknowledgement of his disorientation. His voice cuts through the silence, tentative yet laced with a plea for guidance. "Excuse me." A flicker of hope sparks in his eyes as he seeks connection, a simple question hanging in the air. "What time is it?" The weight of his isolation intensifies, the empty space amplifying his vulnerability and desperate need for direction. Inside the opulent hotel's tea stall, the clock strikes 1 a.m., illuminating the polished mahogany and silent splendor. Srijit glances at his watch, a furrow in his brow hinting at unease, as he notes the late hour, a silent mystery unfolding. The hotel lobby stands silent, the only sound, the gentle hum of the air conditioning. Srijit's eyes dart around, a sense of disorientation washing over him as he questions the passage of time. He tries to get up but finds himself unable to move, as if trapped in a dream. Srijit's eyes dart around the stark, unfamiliar space, a knot of concern tightening his brow. He scans the shadows, his unease growing with each passing second in the silent room. A palpable tension fills the air as Srijit searches for any sign of his missing companion. His voice cracks slightly, the question hanging heavy in the stillness. "Where's Bomla?" The echo of his words only amplifies the mystery of Bomla's sudden disappearance. Srijit's anxiety escalates, fueling the urgency to find Bomla before it's too late. Against a stark light, an old man stands alone, a silhouette of sorrow etched against the harsh day. His face, a roadmap of time, reveals years marked by hardship and the deep sting of loss. The heavy air vibrates with unspoken grief, a palpable weight pressing down on him. He stands as a monument to sorrow, his figure a study in solitude and profound mourning. A single line breaks the silence, laden with pain. "He was my son." The stark background amplifies his isolation, a visual echo of the emptiness within his heart. Bathed in ethereal light, an old man sits alone, his face a roadmap of time and untold stories. The soft glow accentuates the deep lines etched by experience, each telling a silent tale. His gaze is distant, lost in memories that span beyond mortal comprehension. With quiet intensity, he speaks of life and death. "I died, then he died." A haunting revelation lingers in the air as he concludes. "Then I came back." The tea stall flickers under erratic light, shadows dancing like specters on the worn walls. For a heartbeat, the stall transforms into a cavernous room, beds stretching into the black. Shrouded figures lie motionless on iron beds, lost in the suffocating darkness. The air is thick, a cloying stench of rot mingling with sharp medicinal odors. A chilling tableau unfolds, a silent testament to unseen suffering. A humble tea stall, an unexpected sight within the grandeur of a five-star hotel. Srijit reels back, his eyes reflecting pure, unadulterated terror. The opulent surroundings blur as Srijit's world shrinks to a point of fear. His breath hitches, each inhale a struggle against the unseen horror before him. The stark contrast of luxury and dread intensifies the scene's unsettling atmosphere. Terror etches itself onto Srijit's face, a silent scream trapped within his eyes. A wet, dragging sound breaks the silence in the opulent tea stall. Bomala stands frozen, haunted eyes fixed ahead. His skin appears decayed, a stark contrast to the luxury around him. Dark streaks cling to Bomala's clothes, whispering of unseen horrors. In an unknown place, Bomla lies on the ground, his body weak and voice strained, a picture of utter defeat. He struggles to speak, his words barely audible, each syllable an immense effort. A pained expression contorts his face as he musters his last bit of strength. With a final, desperate gasp, Baumla whispers, "You shouldn't have drunk the tea." His eyes flutter shut, leaving his chilling warning hanging in the air. Srijit flees, clutching his suitcase. The familiar back room, now a sterile corridor of dread. Cold tiles stretch into darkness, reflecting the dim light, amplifying Srijit's fear. A sign flickers. Behala Mortuary, closed at midnight, casting long shadows. Each echoing footstep heightens the oppressive silence, broken only by Srijit's ragged breaths. His eyes dart around, searching for an exit from this nightmarish tiled maze. The mortuary sign looms, a stark reminder of the inescapable darkness closing in. In the dead of night, hands erupt from the corridor walls, reaching with grasping fingers toward the unsuspecting Srijit. The hands are gnarled and skeletal, their touch promising a fate worse than death. Srijit's face contorts in a silent scream, his terror magnified by the suffocating darkness. Rain lashes against the windows, its relentless drumming mirroring the frantic beat of Srijit's heart. His desperate cries are swallowed by the storm, leaving him alone in a nightmare made real. A taxi navigates a flooded roadside, the reflection shimmering on the water's surface. Srijit, handsome with drenched curls, politely hails the cab, a hopeful smile lighting his face. "5-star hotel, please," Srijit says, his voice cutting through the morning's damp air. Behind him, the 5-star hotel banner bravely flutters, a beacon against the stormy backdrop. Inside the hotel, a tea kettle whistles, its steam a delicate dance against the window.